Hi traders, in this video I want to talk about the topic of signals, getting trading signal subscriptions. So I have been there and done that. Rewind to how Binary Lab even got started. At that point of time there was a signals group. It was called Green Room Binary Option Signals. So that happened just after I was buying like some signal generation softwares which were hot at the time on the internet, because at that point of time there were so many websites that were selling signals. There were some on private websites, there were some on affiliate networks like ClickBank, and there were also, like I mentioned, Green Room Binary Option Signals. So what happened before that was that I have been trading different kinds of stuff like Forex, stocks, some derivatives, and basically I had a bad experience with stock options at the time. It was something to do with like partial execution of the order, and I thought it was fully filled. So I ended up selling like what I did not have, and I had to make up for it on the ready market. So because of that, I had like a trauma, and I stayed away from trading for some time, although I always want to kind of get back into it. And I saw that, hey, maybe with signals I can emotionally distance myself from trading, and through that I could possibly get back in. So I tried different signal services. The last one that I did before Binary Lab began was one called Green Room Binary Option Signals. It was a Facebook group. At the time it was quite hotly marketed because a lot of network marketing people were in it, and they were very aggressively promoting it through social media. And I still remember when I was taking those signals, it was through like some kind of a webinar, and then they would announce which pair to look at, what time frame to take. And there was always the issue of people who were using a different platform, and there was a bit of a price difference, and perhaps could not change the chart in time, could not change the expiry in time, and as a result, by the time we entered the trade, we have a different result. So let's say the person giving the signal, they won, but we who followed later on did not win. And this was just one of the issues. Speed was one of the issues. Secondly, the other challenging aspect was when things were good, they were good, but when there was like unpredictable performance, or let's say different kind of result. And this was something that not just happened with that signal group, it actually happened with a few other signal services in binary options that I had taken before that. And even before that, I ever also took like Forex signals. This is just way back then. I was a consumer like most of you guys too. And then what frustrated me the most was when I would take the trade based on the signal, and then if it was a losing trade, and then we were thinking that, okay, never mind, we just stick with our risk management plan, and then we go in for the next trade, and we go in for the next trade. And then 3 losses in a row, maybe that session you only had 1 win, or let's say you missed the first trade, your first trade was a tie, and then in fact, essentially that's no profit. Then the second trade you lost, third trade you lost, fourth trade you lost, and then you're like technically 3 down, okay? And then the 5th trade, I have found myself many times in a situation where, you know, like you can say my balls shrank. I didn't want to go in the same size. I did a smaller trade, and then it won. And then after that, I was like, heck, oh shit, this screwed up my money management. Then on trade number 6, I increased it to more than the standard size, and then, you know, I lost. I was like, oh no. And then my trade number 7 goes smaller. Maybe I win that. And trade 8, when I bring the size back up, I lose again. So this is one of the very sickening things. At that time, I was not even told about money management. I wasn't even told about the concept of martingale. And even if I was, the problem with that is that, you know, if you want to trade with a martingale money management, you need a certain number of trades to make it worthwhile. You need few sets of trades to make it worthwhile. For example, start your money management of the trades, like 2% per trade, or let's say some people were aggressive, they went like 5% per trade, or maybe sometimes the account is small. So and I remember at that time minimum trade was quite high, and during that time there was no such thing as $1 trades. Depending on the broker that you're on, the smallest trade could be like $5, $10, sometimes $25. In fact, few brokers were $25. So imagine if you are like 25, out, and your account is, at that time minimum deposit was like what, 200, and then like 3 in a row, you're 75 down. Then the next trade, what are you gonna do? You're gonna martingale, or let's say, what if you lost the first one, you martingale $50, and you lost that again, and then what are you gonna do next? 100, and then before then you're thinking twice whether you want to pull the trigger. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people still ask about trading signals till this very day. I, on the other hand, want to show you the importance of knowing how exactly the trades are being derived. If you know how the trade entries are being derived, then not only will you get the best possible entry, as you can see in some of my trading videos, I have even pointed out during the walkthrough that I could be 2 candles late. So let's see how it turns out. But let's say imagine if the person giving a trade signal called the signal 2 bars late, and by the time you take it, another like 2 bars late, you become 4 bars late. What about the result? Well, are you gonna miss it? Are you gonna do it? Something to think about, right? But if you know how it works, then you have more control of the situation. You can decide what money management you want to use for that approach. And ultimately, I felt that following trading signals was like a form of mental duress at the time. A lot of people in the early days, in the early days of binary options, nowadays the binary industry is, I would say, it's very clean. Why? Because most of the brokers these days, they don't even want to have a human interaction. They only, help you with your customer support request, your verifications, your withdrawal requests, and basically there's no other interactions. But back then, before a lot of rules were made in this industry, there was a lot of hard selling call center people that will call non-stop. Hey, are you trading today? What time do you want to come to the terminal? Hey, could I give you some trading tips? It's no different from trading signals. As a matter of fact, I still remember back in the day when sometimes we would be offered like good trading signals, and then suddenly when it fails, you're like, oh shit. When your win rate has been at 80%, 70%, let's say, and suddenly one day the signals that you're getting are like 45%, 40%, 50%, and you're not making money. And then you really think twice about, are you really going to follow this? And I recall situations where the trades were like 2 hours. And it's like, after the first hour, you more or less how it's going to turn out. You can't exit the trade. You can't roll over. You can't sell the trade. Nowadays, you can do a lot of these things. You can sell the trade early. So you can roll over at the time sometimes. But back then, it's just mental duress. It's a form of manipulation. I felt not in the prices, or of course prices were manipulated sometimes, but at the same time, we were being manipulated by the signals itself. So what I want to actually remind you that even in today's context, some of you are just very caught up with finding signals, but I just want to encourage you, just take some time. The ways to trade and make money isn't that complicated. It's actually quite simple. Okay, there are obviously more complex ways of doing it. There are also moderately easy way of doing it, and also very easy, very straightforward tactics. I strongly recommend that everyone who has not already done so look into my blog topic about the Ichimoku cloud strategy. I have aggregated many trading directions and videos and walkthroughs and case studies there. I will be adding even more case studies coming up, and probably, you know, if anyone has different requests to review a different strategy or something like that, I might do a similar approach as well, you know, several videos to cover something. Well, of course, if something works, why not? If something works, I gladly, you know, do a lot of videos. What I really want to do is to be able to help many of you like become self-independent traders that can produce winning trades and make money, you know, literally as though this is a form of work. Because why do you even trade? You trade because you want to profit. You want an additional income source. You want an income supplement, right? And you want to make sure that the time spent is making you result, and not say a gamble like 2 hours later, oh, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Oh shit, 2 hours later, I win 2 out of 5. It's technically a loss 3 out of 5. That sucks. So we don't want that kind of a scenario. We want like all the strategies that I've been producing, you know, in the most recent times especially, are focused on fast results, low risk, easy to follow, minimum analysis, straightforward, and best part, it can work with most of today's modern brokers. We have like, you know, Pocket Option, IQ Option, Quotex. Like I'll also be doing a review. I'm gonna be bringing Spectre AI review on like quite soon. And then Deriv. Some people ask how about revisit that platform Deriv as well. I think these are some of the better platforms. There are not as many platforms on the market these days as, say, 10 years ago, but I think the binary options market today is much cleaner. And for everyone out there, you know, like maybe you have come into attention of trading because maybe a friend told you that, oh, this is a great way to make money, and then, or maybe a friend is following a signal service or a copy trade system. But copy trade, I mentioned this sooner, but copy trading is the same as with, like, you know, following a signal, because ultimately you're following a human. Like some of the systems are automated, but at the same time, the broker platforms, they also know who are the ones that are, like, you know, using a system to trade, and if possible, they would like to stop letting people be able to copy those systems because they're just so profitable. And on the other hand, like there are also other traders out there that you could be copying them. What if the same problem happens? Say the win rate goes down from like 80% down to 70, down to 60, and suddenly one fine day, you know, the person doesn't know what he's doing, goes into a meltdown, like, you know, loses 7 out of 10 trades. And, you know, what do? I mean, this has been something we experienced in the past. I used to run a copy trading, a focus group about copy trading, show people how to analyze people, traders on Pocket Option who can be copied. So how to download the database, how to filter. If you guys are interested, you can comment down beneath this video. I'm more than happy to do that again, to kind of remake these videos for anyone who's interested. But I just hope that in this day and age, you know, the same problems will not present itself, but I'm sure that they will as well. So be prepared to refresh your list of traders to copy every week. But ultimately, I realized that if you have a simple method that you can emotionally distance yourself, that is easy to replicate, that is easy to do, that doesn't take a lot of time, that gives a fast result, wouldn't you rather do that than to leave your terminal open? Copying people also means like leaving your terminal open, because, you know, they could be trading at times that you're asleep, and or let's say you may think that they are you know, only trading at certain hours, but I've experienced this as well too. I wake up the next day, it's like, hey, what the heck, you know, my account is down 10-15%. Why was that? And I realized that one of the people that I copied did something out of character. He locked in, you know, during his wee hours, and was, I don't know, revenge trading, whatnot, and then, you know, ultimately there was a stop loss that I set for each trader, and then actually stop loss got hit for that particular trader. So I mean, these are the things that happen. So once again, like, it's there's nothing better than doing it yourself. And I want to be able to empower everyone with the right knowledge to make you autonomous, confident traders that can generate profit on demand. That is my vision. All right, so I thank you guys for tuning in to watch or listen to this podcast. Rather, it's like more like a podcast than a video. But I hope that these experiences that I've shared, you can relate with it to some extent, and I hope that this makes sense. So if there's anything that I can help you with, drop me a note in the comments down below. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who would love to learn how to trade binary options, click on the link in the video description to get my free email course on how to trade and become a profitable, consistent trader. Thank you.